the Triumph 2.0. Good morning, YouTube. What's up, everybody? I hope you're safe and healthy and happy and doing okay. Last weekend, I took a bit of a run like heller break and went down to Chicago so Ariana could run the marathon there. And it was so much fun. Went to Kofuzi's shakeout run, had a blast, went to the expo, which was super cool. Lots of stuff there to look at. Bought a pair of Ufu clogs. Don't hate the player, hate the game. She did great, killed it, PR'd, and now we're back on Long Island, which means it's back to business, and we're gonna do another first run impressions video because I have a ton of new shoes that I am just completely drowning in at this point, which is a good thing for all of you who are waiting for some shoe videos. Today we're gonna be talking about the Saucony Triumph 20, which I believe I have about 20 miles in at this point. Taking it back to the Triumphs that I have tried, I liked the 17 a lot. I feel like that came out in early 2020. Could be wrong, but that sounds right to me. And the Triumph 18, I didn't like as much. And the 19, I just really didn't get to run in. So I'm coming at the Triumph 20 with a bit of a fresher perspective. The Triumph is supposed to be Saucony's max cushion shoe. And you guys know I love some max cushion. So today I'm gonna talk about if this shoe meets my cushy standards or not. But first, of course, we gotta sit through the run footage so you can take a look at this shoe in action. Let's go.
I can tell you my problems, meditating my silence. But I keep pushing my pen, rotating my stylus. Brokenness feeling like sin, now no breath, low dollar. Used to be left on red, now all the girls go holler. Now all the girls go follow, all the fake fans gon' pile up. I need peace to borrow, get that shit right back tomorrow. Somehow all the fans go bravo, smile so much to hide my sorrows. Faith is shaky in vibrato. I can't hold a frown too long. I can't stay down too long. Look, running from pain, running from strain, running from things, running from schemes. I can't hold a frown too long. I can't stay down too long. Look, running from pain, running from strain, running from things, running from schemes. Couple things I know, couple things I show, couple things I don't. I can tell you my problems, I can tell you my sins.
Before we get started today, I do want to let you know this shoe was sent to me by Saucony. However, they're not going to see this before you. They're not telling me what to say, and all of my opinions are completely my own. All right, what do we got going on for this upper? Well, Saucony is using an engineered mesh here. Fun little fact here, the materials that they used are vegan and they are recycled. So we're going a little bit green. When it comes to breathability, it's not too bad. I was expecting it to be worse, quite honestly. In the midfoot, we do have some overlays, and if we go to the back, by the heel counter, it is nice and sturdy with a stretchy little pull tab. Why was I expecting the breathability to be bad? Well, because a lot of times these max cushion shoes have max thick uppers as well. And I would say that this is pretty standard. I don't think it's like too beefed up. Therefore, air is able to pass through. The tongue, however, is nice and plush, cushioned, comfortable on your foot. It is gusseted, and the ankle collar also has some nice padding. Turning the shoe this way, I would say that I have a standard amount of room. I don't think it's too narrow. I don't think it's too wide. I think my narrow foot fits in there just fine, and I don't think average feet will have a problem. I don't understand why Saucony still continues to use this thing here. I forget what it's called. Honestly, I have to look it up. I'll put it somewhere on the screen. But I don't think this is necessary. I think if I cut this off and just use the shoe the way that it is, I don't think it would change anything. So I don't know, I'm being super nitpicky, but I don't think it's necessary. But other than that, I don't think there's really too much to say about the upper. I think it's pretty comfortable. I don't think it's too thick. I think they got it right. All right, so let's move on down to the midsole. Saucony is using a new Power Run Plus foam. They say it is softer and lighter than it ever has been. And they're also using a different geometry here for this shoe. I don't know exactly what they did here with the geometry, but I know they did it because they wanted you to have a smoother ride with also a more pronounced rocker feel. So one of the first things that I noticed about this shoe when I took it out of the box was that it does feel pretty light. Sometimes max cushion shoes can feel heavy, can feel clunky. I wasn't getting that vibe from this shoe, so already we were off to a great start. And when I first took it out of the box, I just so happened to have my Endorphin Pro 3s laying around next to it, and I kind of held them side by side and felt the foams together. The Pro 3 has Power Run PB, the Triumph 20 has Power Run Plus, and guys, I gotta say, like, they feel very, very similar. It's really hard to tell. When I first tried them on and walking around the house, I felt like, ooh, this is nice and bouncy and cushioned. But how does it feel to run in it? Well, I would say that the shoe certainly feels smooth to me. I really enjoy the ride of the shoe. I don't have to think too much. It doesn't feel awkward. It's not clunky. It's really dialed in, and I feel that I can set this shoe on cruise control and it kind of just does its thing. In the forefoot, I am getting some of that nice response, but something that I do wish that they had was a little bit more here in the forefoot. Perhaps maybe take away less from the heel and distribute it more evenly so that we could get a little more cushion here. But on those runs, and I'm doing mostly easy runs, or pretty much all easy runs in this shoe, I am desiring a little more of a cushy feel in the area under the ball of my foot. That, I think, would make this Max Cushion shoe a 10 out of 10. Every once in a while, I would purposely strike on my heel to feel how nice and soft the back half of this shoe feels, and it just made me wish even more that we had that in the front. Now, that's not to say that this shoe feels bad. In fact, I really, again, enjoy the way this shoe rides. And aside from my Supercomp trainers, I have been taking the shoe out to review it, but also just because I enjoy it. If I didn't like the way it ran, I wouldn't run in it. But in my opinion, if it's your softest shoe, it's gotta feel super soft. With that said, I do think this shoe could carry you any kind of distance, whether you're running 5Ks, 10Ks, half marathons, marathons, and above. I don't see how the shoe could have an issue with any of that. The rocker technology isn't incredibly pronounced, but it is there, and I think that's only gonna help you on your longer runs when you are starting to kind of break down and feel tired. Overall though, I think the ride of this shoe is a major improvement over the past versions that I have experienced, and while I wish that the forefoot maybe had a little more, I do think this is a very solid option that is going to check off the boxes for runners across the board. Turning the shoe over this way, we have blown rubber for the outsole. As you can see, we have some cutouts here to keep flexibility. Today when I ran, it was a little wet outside. I wasn't slipping and sliding. I think that the rubber was just fine. And it feels like it's gonna be durable, so we'll see how it goes, how it stands the test of time. The Saucony Triumph 20 is $159.99 on runningwarehouse.com, in the ballpark with a lot of other Max Cushion shoes out there. If you're interested in picking up a pair of a Triumph 20, just go to the description of this video, click the link there and pick up your own pair. Keep in mind this will be an affiliate link with Running Warehouse. However, that doesn't mean much for you. It just helps out my channel so I can keep talking to you 20 minutes before I start my shift in my house about a running shoe to a camera. Super weird when you think about it. But what's not weird is how much I like this shoe. Yeah, sure, there's things that I wish it had that maybe it doesn't have, but that's just my opinion, and I think a lot of people are gonna put this shoe on their foot and say, I don't know what she's talking about. This shoe's comfy, I really like it, and that's great. That's what we want. I'm certainly gonna keep this in my rotation. I've been really pleased with a lot of Saucony shoes recently, and this one really is no different. Saucony should be in triumph over how they executed this shoe. And you should be too. Well everyone, that concludes my first run impressions of the Saucony Triumph 20. If you enjoyed this video, please like it down below and subscribe. And when you're done with all that, hit the notifications bell so you can find out every time I upload a new video. I'm not totally opposed to this colorway either. I did see that they're gonna have better colors coming out soon, and they might be out now as we're speaking. But not bad, not bad. I will have a recap video on my Suffolk County Marathon training for you guys very soon. But in the meantime, get out there, get on the grind, and don't forget to run like Heller. See you next time. Scooby. Hi, Scoob. How's it going? You sleeping? Okay, sorry. Just wanted to say hi.